Hey, beautiful souls. Welcome back to One Concussed Broad Healing. Thank you for being here. Today, we're going to dive into something really important: what happens to your brain during a concussion. So, if you've ever hit your head and felt dazed, you might have experienced one. But what is actually going on inside the brain? I'm going to do my best today to break it down in a simple way. So, what is a concussion? A concussion is a mild traumatic brain injury, or TBI, caused by a sudden bump, blow, or jolt to the head. This force can make the brain move rapidly back and forth inside the skull, almost like shaking a bowl of jelly. It's not just a bruise on the brain, it's a functional disturbance that affects how brain cells communicate. So, what are the symptoms? After a concussion, you may feel dizzy, confused, or have a headache. Other symptoms can include nausea, blurred vision, trouble concentrating, and even mood changes. Some people lose consciousness, but not everyone does. I didn't in either of mine. It's still a concussion whether you stay awake or not. So what's actually going on inside the brain when this happens? Basically, inside your brain, there's a temporary energy crisis. The sudden movement throws off the balance and the important brain chemicals like potassium and calcium, making it harder for neurons to send signals. That is why people feel foggy or slow to respond after a concussion. The brain also triggers inflammation, which can make symptoms last longer. Let's talk healing and recovery. The good news is the brain has an amazing ability to heal. Most concussions recover within a few weeks with rest and proper care. But pushing through symptoms or returning to sports too soon can make things worse. That's why it's important to learn to listen to your body and follow medical advice. I didn't do that with either one of my concussions, and now I have a permanent brain injury. So really, honestly, when science says you need to listen to your body and follow medical advice, do it. You need to give your brain time to heal. And anything that you're doing over its capacity is actually prolonging your injury and your recovery time. So I'm going to leave it here for today. There is a lot more scientific information out there if you're wanting to have some deeper understanding of what is going on inside of the brain after a concussion and while it's healing. There's a lot of information out there. And through this channel, I will touch on some of it through different topics that I plan to discuss. But again, for today, I just wanted to do a simple little introduction to what is happening in the brain. So concussion is more than just a bump on the head. Concussions affect how the brain works. And when you think about it, your brain is your center for everything in your body, right? Your brain tells you to breathe. It tells your organs to function. Like without our brain, we would not be able to do anything. We wouldn't be able to physically move. We would stop breathing. Our organs would stop working. Like the brain is the omega center of the body. It tells the body what to do and how we need to function in order to survive. So you have to take a concussion serious because it is an injury to the epicenter of the body. Right? It needs time to heal, it needs time to rest, and it needs time to repair. But I promise you that healing is possible. It takes time. It really does. I remember feeling like that was all neurologists could give me was either pain meds and tell me that it takes time. And I was like, yeah, I don't like that answer, right? But the truth is, it does take time. Right? And because your brain, because it's the epicenter, it can't just shut down. It's not like when you break your arm or your wrist. Say you break your wrist, right? What happens? We cast up that wrist and you don't use it for weeks, right? You give it weeks of rest so that it can heal. With concussion and brain injury, the brain doesn't have the luxury to shut down for weeks because if it did, you'd die. Right? So that is why I think healing from a concussion or a brain injury takes so much longer because the brain doesn't have the opportunity to have that complete shutdown and rest. And that is why your recovery and your healing journey depends on how well you learn to listen to your body and rest, which I'll be talking about in further videos. So for today, I'm going to end it here. If you found this video helpful, please give it a like, share it with somebody who might need it. Please help me reach other people. I know there's so many people out there like myself that was struggling and felt alone, and I'm really just trying to reach out and provide information and education and support and let people know you're not alone, number one. And number two, yes, healing takes a long time, but it is so possible. Also, don't forget to subscribe if you want to see more videos on my healing journey and get all that wonderful information that I just told you about that's coming up. I thank you all for being here today, and I wish you the very best, and I hope you have a great day.